Guys, welcome back to Doug Goes Places. Today we're heading to Mexico City to eat and then eat some more. Let's go. We're starting off this taste extravaganza for coffee and croissants at Cucurucho, an amazing little shop in the Roma Norte neighborhood. It was a perfect little appetizer and just a short walk from our real breakfast destination of El Moro for some churros and hot chocolate. El Moro is a super famous churreria with different locations all over Mexico City. This one was in the Polanco neighborhood, and they are cranking out fresh churros right in front of you all day long. You can get chocolate sauce or caramel sauce to dip in, but the pro tip is to get hot chocolate and dip your churros in there. These churros are what dreams are made of. Crispy, crunchy, soft, pillowy, chewy. They're perfect. After the churros and walking around the Roma Norte neighborhood for a little while, we headed over to Barón for some cervezas and lunch. All the food was amazing, but the highlight were these pulpo tostadas, which stole my stomach. Amazing. We continued our walk through Chapultepec Park and soaked in some of the sights and wildlife and even stopped for some street food snacks along the way, before finally making it to Polanco to visit some of the museums. The Polanco neighborhood has some of the coolest museums in Mexico City. Sumaya Museum is an architectural work of art, and the Museo Jumex is home to some wild modern art pieces that we went and checked out. After a couple hours at the museum, it was time for dinner. We made reservations at Restaurante Lorea, an incredible restaurant in the Roma Norte neighborhood. There are so many great restaurants with incredible tasting menus all over Mexico City, and the price and quality of food is insane compared to what's in the US. We started dinner off with some cocktails and a mezcal tasting before we got into the 8-course dinner menu. The team at Lorea did an amazing job taking care of us from the start with these personalized dinner menus. The appetizers started with the first bites being freshly baked bread and cultured butter, then lobster toast and ahi tuna jerky. Then after that, we had some green apple hamachi crudo, which was absolutely insane, followed by tamales, which were absolutely smothered in maybe the best mole I've ever had in my life. Delicious. The next dish was a roasted corn soup with huitlacoche, which is basically the Mexican version of truffle. You need to eat this. And finally, our last dish on the mains was the cochinita pibil, a Yucatan roasted pork. It was so good. After this, we were already stuffed, but dessert was incoming. This next dish was kind of a surprise. It wasn't on the menu, but it was squash blossoms filled with ice cream, and it was a burst of insanity. After the squash blossom surprise, we had 2 different types of ice cream and pie, which were both amazing. And then finally, we ended with some mame sapote on a stick. All in all, we had 11 different dishes. It was all amazing, and I would absolutely come back to Lorea again. Day 2 in Mexico City, it is taco time. We woke up early to do a taco tour with Club Tengo Hambre on their street food essentials tour. The first stop on this taco tour extravaganza was the stall called Los Provolones. They specialize in grilled beef tacos, but with smoked provolone as the cheese. So they grill up the provolone, throw it on their corn tortillas, and then add the grilled beef after that. Then you have your pick of a bunch of house-made salsas, which were all amazing. I've never thought to put smoked provolone on a taco, but I would do it again because these tacos were insane. The next spot on our list was Taqueria Las Aguilas, which specializes in tacos guisados, which is typically a breakfast food. They had a whole bunch of different ones to choose from. We had chicken and chile relleno. Both were super good, and I definitely want to come back to try all the different types. The third spot was my favorite, El Jequito, which specializes in tacos al pastor. If you know me, I'm kind of a tacos al pastor aficionado, and these little rolls of heavenly pork delight are definitely at the top of my list of meats grilled on a spit. These tacos were amazing. Don't sleep on it. You gotta go here. For our fourth stop on the tour, we had a little break between tacos and went and got pulque at Pulqueria Las Duelistas. Pulque is kind of a weird drink made from fermented agave. You can have it plain or mixed with different fruit flavors. It has this kind of thick, gooey texture, which some people really liked. I wasn't a huge fan, but I might try it again. The next stop was this unnamed street stall known for their tlacoyos, which are these blue corn masa cakes grilled on a comal. The blue corn masa is filled with either chickpeas or cheese before getting grilled, and then topped with salsa and other toppings. The ladies working the street stall were so cool. They were super nice, and they were absolutely cranking these bad boys out all day long. The next taco spot on the taco tour was Tacos de Oro Shoe. This place specializes in Yucatan-style cochinita pibil, which is roasted pork buried in the ground for hours, slow cooked until it is just this ooey gooey pork shredded masterpiece of wonder. Then they grill up these freshly handmade corn tortillas until they're dripping with oil, load them up with shredded pork, and then top it with the most tangy pickled onions and fresh salsa. This place was absolute fire, guys. Also, you know a place is going to be good when they're just playing John Wick on the TV and an old lady is just sitting there watching, drinking her coffee, eating tacos, and getting mesmerized by Keanu Reeves. And finally, the final spot on the taco tour extravaganza is Rico's Tacos Toluca. These guys are on the Michelin Guide, and for good reason, because they are cranking out some deliciously unique chorizo tacos. They have all different types of sausages that they make in-house with a bunch of different ingredients. I mean, look at that meat rainbow of sausages. I feel like I'm in San Francisco's Pride Festival. Once they grill up the sausages and chop them up real fine, they add some freshly fried papas fritas and then throw on a bunch of house-made salsas, and it is amazing. The final stop on our tour was not tacos, it was dessert. And while we were walking over there, the fresh smell of roasted coffee was drifting through the air, and we had to make a stop at Cafe Villaria's for some fresh house roasted coffee. And the last stop on the tour, we ended up at the famous El Moro for some fresh made churros. You can smell these churros frying from like 5 blocks away because they are absolutely cranking these out nonstop. There are people in here just pounding churros all day long. And look at that stack of freshly crispy fried dough. It is a sight to see. And they have the churro assembly line system down. There's a guy pumping fresh dough into the fryer, making spirals. This guy's flipping them, pulling them out once they're fried, chopping them up, then throwing them into the cinnamon and sugar. And then this dude in a suit is just popping them into bags, order after order. And I don't know how this guy is wearing a suit because it was like 1,000 degrees in this restaurant with no AC, but he was crushing it. We had an absolute blast with Club Tengo Hambre. I highly recommend taking this tour if you want real food in Mexico City. And if you thought the food tour was done, you were wrong, because after all of that food, we were still somehow hungry. And you know what we didn't get? We didn't get any quesadillas. So we took a walk over to El Camal Asesino for some freshly made quesadillas. This place is a small neighborhood street stall that makes all of their tortillas to order by hand right in front of you, grills them up on this massive hot comal, and then adds whatever toppings you want. We went with chicken mole, pork, and then huitlacoche, which is the corn smut fungus that's a delicacy all over Mexico. All of these were super good. The chicken mole was my favorite, but the real star were those freshly made tortillas. Wow. After an insane day of eating and some incredible food, it was time to get ready for what we were doing that night, a Lucha Libre wrestling match. But before that, we had to get some dinner at Taqueria Los Parados. This place is an awesome spot to get tacos al pastor. They literally have meat spinning at every corner of the restaurant, just cranking out tacos for everyone. The pork was juicy, the pineapple was roasty and sweet. If you're in Roma, this is the spot to be at. Okay guys, if you're going to Mexico City, you should absolutely go to a Lucha Libre match. They do matches a couple times a week. This one was Saturday night, so it's at the big arena, Arena Mexico, which is just a short walk from the Roma neighborhood. The show was absolutely amazing. All of the fans were going crazy the entire time. Tickets are pretty cheap, and you can just get beers delivered right to your seat. This is definitely not something to miss while you're here. I think there were probably 10 different matches going on, and the whole show lasted maybe 2 or 3 hours. It was super fun. I'm really glad we went and would definitely come back. After the match, we headed over to Departamento in Roma Norte to check out some of the nightlife. This place is great. It's indoor, outdoor. During the day, they have some amazing food served at the restaurant, and then at night, they have live DJ sets, and it's a great time. The next morning, we took a walk around the Roma Norte neighborhood and got some chilaquiles at Belmondo before heading over to the Anthropological Museum. If you like history, this is definitely not a museum to miss. There's a ton of history, a lot of artifacts, and you could spend hours just wandering around looking at everything they have on display. For our final night in Mexico City, we decided to go grab dinner at El Tigre Silencioso. This place is another Roma Norte banger with some incredible drinks and even better food. Some of the highlights included the tuna carpaccio, the huitlacoche tostada, and the fried calamari. My favorite, though, was that tuna. It was so good. It was our last night, so after dinner, we wanted to check out some of the legendary speakeasies in Mexico City, and the first stop was at Supra Roma Rooftop. After a sketchy walk through an even sketchier parking garage, you're greeted by a private elevator that takes you up to the skyscraper's rooftop bar. This place was absolutely packed. I don't think there are any limits in Mexico City about how many people you can fit into a bar because you could not move, but the views at this place were pretty amazing. So, go with caution. The next speakeasy we wanted to go to was 686 Bar. And this place actually felt like a speakeasy because you go to a normal restaurant, say you want to go to this bar, they make you wait a few minutes, and then somebody comes out and takes you through the kitchen where you're watching people actually prepare food for the restaurant, go through this fake refrigerator door, and then you're in the darkest bar you've ever been in your entire life. This place was definitely vibey. It was a little bit pricey, but the drinks were really good, and we had a great time. And you know we couldn't leave Mexico City without getting some proper dancing in, so we went to Mama Rumba for a little salsa and Cuban music. This place feels like real old school Mexico City. Pay the cover, check it out, listen to some great music, and have an awesome time. Guys, thank you so much for watching and coming along on this trip to Mexico City. If you liked the video, please drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel and follow back for more Doug Goes Places. Peace!